Taking into account his injury, would I, as a sports doctor, recommend to the organisation to sign this player on a 5-year, $40 million a year contract? Yes, people, it's the Doc. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Matt, aka the Doc in the Arena, the guy that will give you a medical take on sporting topics. If you are new to the channel, click that subscribe button and smash the notification bell ASAP so you don't miss out on anything. If you're one of the regulars, the soldiers, carry on. Welcome back. Listen, bad news today. Kawhi Leonard. It's official. I'll read the news to you. I'll read it out for you right now. Kawhi Leonard has had surgery to repair a partially torn right ACL, according to Shams Charania of The Athletic. If you guys didn't know, he suffered a knee injury during the NBA playoffs. They kept it under wraps. We weren't quite sure what's going on, but now we know it's a partially torn ACL, which he's had an operation on today. So I'm going to dive into it. I'm going to give you my reaction to that. As I said, if you like this type of content, hit that like and get involved. Ask me the question. My main question is simply this. With his injuries, should a team be looking to sign him, or should they be a bit cautious? A lot of you be saying, listen, he's a superstar, get him signed. I think differently, but I'll get onto that. Now, for those of you that didn't know, the ACL, the anterior cruciate ligament, is a ligament that lives within your knee and provides massive amounts of stability for your knee. It's basically like a rope that connects your thigh bone and your lower leg bone, so your femur and your tibia, and stops them sort of moving apart from each other. So it keeps the knee nice and tight, nice and stable. If you don't have that, athletes find it very difficult to perform their task because the knee feels unstable. Now, regarding this injury, two questions always come up. Firstly, how long is he going to be out? They've officially put no timeline on it, but I'm going to do you a favor and put a timeline on it for you. At the earliest, 6 months. Now, normally, the return to play for this injury, according to the research, is 11 and a half months. So basically a year. What I would say is that it's a partially torn ACL. So the ligament's still kind of intact. So depending on the operation, he could come back sooner. There was a player earlier in the season that came back from this exact injury after 6 months. So that's a fantastic... If he comes back after 6 months, he really is that cyborg Kawhi Leonard. But I think he's going to be out a year. Which is a shame. He's class, but knowing how conservative he is, he's going to be out a year. Second question is, will he come back to his level? Fortunately, the research suggests that players do. It's not like an Achilles tear. From what I've seen, I'll be honest, the players of ACL injuries, a lot of them don't come back to their level. But according to the research, their numbers, their efficiency numbers do tend to come back to their pre-injury level, just given enough time. So Kawhi's going to be back in just over a year. He'll be in a decent position in terms of quality of play. So we're not too worried about that. With that having been said, listen, from a sports doctor point of view, I will be asking serious questions about Kawhi Leonard. For those of you who don't know, his contract has just expired with the LA Clippers. He can opt in for an extra year, but he's eligible for big offers on 4-year, 5-year contracts at $40 million a year. So taking into account his injury, would I, as a sports doctor, recommend to the organisation to sign this player on a 5-year, $40 million a year contract? Nah. Listen, Kawhi Leonard is the oldest 30-year-old I've ever seen in my life. He hasn't actually played a full NBA season ever. He had issues with his quad 3 years ago, for which the doctors couldn't find a reason why he was injured, but he missed the whole season. This season he missed games. The season before he's missed games. He's never quite been able to sustain a healthy run, really, once he's been in his prime. Post ACL, things aren't going to be better, in my view. So if he's 30 now, he's out until he's 31. It takes him until 32 to kind of get back to his level, and then you're wondering about his health. I would be careful. I'd be careful on offering him the max. But that's just me. Listen, I'm not a coach. It's just from a medical point of view. Will he be able to sustain that level, this high level we know he has, over the length of the contract? That's the question we always ask when we do a medical. And my answer is unlikely. What I would say in the NBA is this: if you get a chance at a star, you take that chance. So from like a GM point of view, I'd probably be going, We take him. From a medical point of view, I think nah. Yeah, interesting to see from you lot's point of view what you reckon. Is he worth the risk? I mean, for a start, LA, they took a massive risk signing him anyway, mortgaged their future, and they've got nothing yet. And now they got injuries. I'll be asking questions. It's just me. I'll be asking questions. If you like this content, remember, hit that like, smash the subscribe button, and then knock the notification bell out of the park. Helps the channel, and you get to join the community. Great things coming up. Appreciate you lot, and I will see you lot on the next video. Turn the music up. Peace out. Really enjoyed it. You take care.